Hi, everybody. Welcome to 5 Minute Ministries. I'm starting my virtue series, and I'm going to start with honesty. Now, honesty is a little hard to come by these days, especially in the time period of America in which we are, which is election season. But I'm not going to talk about how people are dishonest. I want to talk about how we can be honest and how to recognize when we are not. First of all, the definition of honesty is free from deceit or sincere. And everyone expects honesty from others. And we should. We should all be honest. You, me, everybody. The problem is, I know not most people are not. So, what do I mean by honesty? First, I want to talk about what I don't mean by honesty. First of all, I do not mean flattery. Now, flattery can be true words, but most of the time people use flattery to manipulate someone in order to get their own way, or to make that person do something in a certain way, or do something at all. Daniel chapter 6 verses 5 to 7 is a good description of that. These wise men are trying to flatter the king in order to get the king to do something that they want done. And I also don't mean by honesty is to be brutal. Proverbs 15:4. Now, we talk about brutal honesty, but that's just a term that we use to excuse ourselves from being rude or cruel. And we should never be cruel or brutal with our honesty. Now, everyone wants honesty, but few make it part of who they are. And as we all know, we all fall into this trap. We want people to be honest with us, but a lot of times we'll say, well, a little white lie won't hurt here and there, or I'll avoid trouble if I'm not honest. Well, honesty needs to be part of who we are. All right, what stops us from being honest? First of all, laziness. We If we're honest, that means it's more work and burden on us, and a lot of times we don't want to do that. Another reason we're not honest is because we fear the consequences. It might damage a relationship. It might cost me more than I want to pay. It might set me back. If I don't cut corners, I'll never get ahead. If I'm honest with this person, I might lose my boyfriend, girlfriend, my fiance, my spouse, my friendships, my business, my whatever. That's a lot of the reasons we keep honesty back. And those are not very good reasons, by the way. Okay, what are some ways we can show honesty? Well, first of all, if you have a job, the first thing you need to do is work hard, work honest, and work continually. Now, take your appropriate breaks, but don't start early, and don't start your breaks early. Don't come back from breaks early. That includes lunch, start time, and quitting time. We keep our promises. Now, that should be self-explanatory. If we're not keeping our promises, people certainly will not trust us. We are to admit we are wrong without excuse. Now, a lot of times, well, yeah, I was wrong, but, and we'll throw something in there, or we'll come up, well, this is what you did that made me do that, or say that, or we'll do everything to deflect the blame, or make our guilt, or make our sin and our transgression seem less than it really is. And when we do that, people will not see us as honest people. Okay, say what you mean and mean what you say. Matthew 5:37. Now, that's also a big one. A lot of people will talk in code a lot of times. They will say a phrase to not give a clear answer so they can hold it against that person when they, quote, misunderstand. And that's just a manipulation tactic. We are not to manipulate situations to get our way. We are not to look for every loophole possible so we can get out of whatever we said we were going to do. Okay, tell the story without exaggeration. And what I mean by that, if someone wants you to explain something, just tell them the truth. Plain and simple. Don't embellish things to make yourself look good, or make your friends look good, or make someone you want to win look good, and embellish things to make someone else look bad. We see it continually, especially this time of year. We should not be doing that as people, especially as people of God. We are to be honest in all things. We are just to tell the story. Don't elaborate on things that don't need elaboration. Don't exaggerate. Don't embellish. Just say the truth. And of course, don't take advantage of others. Now, that happens all the time. Now, if you start taking advantage of others, people will notice and they won't trust you. And above all, do what is right. When you're always doing the right thing, that is honesty in its purest form, and that people will start to trust you. So take a look at your life and say, where am I lacking, and where am I strong? Where do I need to improve? And how can I be honest in whatever situation? This has been 5 Minute Ministries, and I'll see you next time.